Hello, students. Welcome to La Excellence. Welcome to the session on Diary of Events 2016. As you're all aware, every year in Jan, the Hindu releases their diary of events that has actually happened in the last 1 year. They usually take up the important issues which happened in a particular day and they try to give it here. We have seen there are few questions in prelims exam based on these topics as well. Rather than reading the entire thing, sometimes we may miss few issues. So, to help us understand what were some of the major events that happened, to which subject we have to link, and from which paper, which question will come, we have to understand. So, in this session, I'll be taking this diary of events. I'll show you the date and a significant event that has actually happened and tell you what exactly you should look into this. Sometimes we recommend students to start their preparation for current affairs from June previous year. But with the number of current affairs questions increasing nowadays, UPSC is also focusing on few questions which are more than 2 years. Sometimes some questions come from 2013 current affairs as well. As we cannot go and see that particular event, if we can actually identify the issue here and relate it to the event that has actually happened before, that is, if an event has occurred in 2013, UPSC will ask a question in 2016 only if the issue still persists. So if this issue is still there, then only UPSC will ask you. Else UPSC will not ask you a question on that. So some forgotten issue, UPSC will not ask you. So let us see which are these issues which we feel is outdated and what are the significant topics you have to cover even within those areas, right? So this diary of events is released by the Hindu on Jan 10th 2017. If you have not taken the hard copy of this will be available on our website. Please download it. Have a hard copy. Along with that, please maintain a book and a pen where whenever I talk about a particular issue, along with that issue, please try to make a note what exactly you have to see and what else you need to read about a particular topic. I hope this is fine. So let's move to the first events. That is, initially you have national events and then you have international events. International events are very less. National events we need to see carefully. So we will be explaining things more in detail from the national issues. We will be covering international as well. Fine. So first let us take the national issues. So if you see, the first issue itself actually talks about Delhi rolls out odd even scheme. Right? So here we are talking about odd even. And as you are aware, this is actually associated with air pollution control measure. You know that recently also Delhi was considered to be a gas chamber in winter. And the reason for this is when fog happens in winter, the smoke whichever is released will combine with the fog to form smog. So when these two are combined together, then usually it is very difficult for the people to breathe. So, as the issue is with respect to air pollution, The number of questions that can be expected from this need not be only from the odd even and the recent gas chamber. Let us see first geography, where they may ask you a question with respect to fog. So you have to see with respect to the fog as well, or what are the conditions which lead to the formation of fog. So after fog, we have to see with respect to what is normal lapse rate and what are the conditions under which this normal lapse rate is going to reverse. We know that in geography, with increasing height, temperature decreases, but the reversal of this condition is usually observed in continentality. There you will be reading in geography what are the conditions which actually leads to this reversal, especially in winter in areas near Delhi. So this becomes important for you. Third important aspect that you need to observe is with respect to air pollution from environment and ecology point of view. Please list out the things which actually leads to air pollution, that is gases which leads to air pollution. List out particulate matter, sulfate matters, nitrate, all these in detail. After listing air pollution, the other important aspect you need to know is with respect to the government acts with respect to air pollution. Not just odd even scheme, but is there any other government plans to restrict air pollution? So this we need to focus. The second important issue that we need to highlight here is with respect to Pathankot Air Base, where we are all aware that there was a terror attack. Whenever we are talking with respect to India Pakistan security threat, border management from internal security point of view, when Punjab is asked, because Punjab is in elections, drugs case, all these are there, Pathankot Air Base incident is very, very important. So please try to look at it. Even when the question is asked about India Pakistan relationship, it is always important for you in the introduction itself, if you can write about this, it will be beneficial. Then on Jan 16th, you have something called as Startup India and Stand Up India. You know that this scheme was launched by the Prime Minister, though it is 1 year back. After 1 year, there will be some positives about it. For example, whenever a scheme is released in India, it will be released only for few sectors or in few districts. Once it becomes successful, it will be implemented in other areas as well. When it becomes successful, and if any modifications are being made, then usually UPSC may ask you a question from this particular topic. So with this point, please be careful that try to read Startup India and Stand Up India once. After this, on Jan 20th, you have something called IRNSS 1E. As you're all aware that India has its own GPS system today. As it is 7, it is named as Navik as well. And there are major benefits of this Navik as it is being integrated with the coastal boats and the fishermen boats. It is expected that fishermen crossing the international border or entering into the exclusive economic zones of other areas will be easy. Guarding India's border, if you take land border, 15,200 kilometers is very, very difficult to guard. Along with that, when we look at 7,517.7 kilometers of coastal boundary, along with exclusive economic zones, is very difficult for us to guard. So, under these circumstances, the Navik will be beneficial. Always remember, whenever we talk about science and technology, whether it is from defense point of view or it is from space technology point of view, understanding the uses of